Bali FM, the best radio.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Valley FM, the best IB radio show on the planet. I am your host, Daniel Coombs, and I'm joined here by
Charlotte.
And today we're going to start with experiences with our friends here in Thisto, Danny and Joaquin.
Hello.
Hello.
So, hello. We are Pablo, Joaquin and Danny, and today we're going to talk about St. James Way. First, I'm gonna speak about our path. So we start in Sarria, and then in Sarria, the next town was Porto Marín. We spent the night in Porto Marín, and the third day we walked 22.2 kilometers. That takes 5 hours. And we sleep in Palas del Rey. Fourth day, we walk for 28.5 kilometers, that takes 7 hours, and we sleep in O Pedrouzo. The last day, day number 6, it takes 22 kilometers, and when you finish the 22 kilometers, you arrive to Santiago.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Good stuff.
So, once you reach the city of Santiago, it's called like this because St. James, in Spanish called Santiago, went all through Israel until Galicia to spread Jesus's message. So the most famous thing of the city is the cathedral, built in 1075 by Alfonso VI. This cathedral is the most famous thing about Galicia and the way. And once in, a very common thing to do is to hug the statue of Santiago.
Okay, so now, Danny, I wanna ask you about your experience in St. James Park, please.
Well,
Tell us about
my experience was very cool because I do this trip with my friends, and I think that it's a trip that you can do also with friends, like only you, but I recommend it also to do because spiritual things, like if your dad die, you can go to do this trip because it's very recommended.
Thank you so much for that. Now we go into a quick ad break.
Tired of leaving school and having to take the bus? Do not suffer anymore. Now, with our premium limousine service, you can go home comfortably, and the best thing is that you will not have to share a seat with anyone. Before, at 50 euros a month, now only at 49,99. Do not miss this incredible offer. Call now and get your premium limousine service.
Are you tired of studying and forgetting everything the day after the exam, and you are too lazy to make your own cheat notes?
We present you the Tunetator, a web page that we put at your disposal where you can create your own cheat notes and where you can also find other people's cheat notes.
You just have to copy the text you want to include in your cheat note and select the size of the cheat note. You can select Typex model, water bottle model, or just a small piece of paper. Tunetator, don't study anymore.
Did you know that there are only 2 countries where Coca-Cola does not exist? These are North Korea and Cuba.
You want to learn more facts like this? Listen to our section on Bali Podcast.
Good afternoon. My name is Michael Owens Kennedy, and today I'm going to present to you a video which shows you the solution to all of your problems in life. Hey you, are you in need of a refreshing drink to refuel yourself? Well then look no further and get Mike OK energy drink to refuel yourself. Frequently, I was tired during training week. Thankfully and luckily, my Coca energy drink saved me, giving me all the energy I needed for longer training sessions. My Coca energy drink has been elaborated with the most premium of ingredients, such as coconut water and caffeine. And thanks to this mixture, we achieve an explosiveness to get you through the day. But don't just take my word for it. I have brought here with me world-class footballer DP7, who has been given a taste of an amazing drink, who is going to give a review on it right now.
And we're back talking about the April Fair in Sevilla with Claudia, Elsa and Candela.
Hi. So, introducing our topic, human ingenuity, we have the April Fair of Sevilla that is taking place in just a couple of weeks. It will start the Sunday 23rd of April and will end the 29th. This fair is well known all around Spain, and the regime behind this event dates to 1842. When specifically Sevilla was having a hard time, since they were trying to recover from the crisis caused by the French invasion. So two councillors from Sevilla proposed to celebrate an annual fair that will take place in April, and in which, for 3 days, it will be used for buying and selling livestock.
Queen Elizabeth II was asked to hold this event, and finally the 18, 19 and 20 were approved as fair days, so no coincide with the Mairena de Alcor fair, the oldest in Andalusia.
Nowadays things have changed, and in the cold casetas they sell different beverages like beer, wine from Fere de la Frontera or camel tea. There's plenty of fairground rides like roller coasters inside the enclosure for you to have a fun time.
And probably the most characteristic aspect of this fair is the flamenca dress, with ruffles or dots, which is used to dance sevillanas, one of the most famous folkloric dances here in Spain.
So, have you guys been to the April Fair of Sevilla?
I personally haven't.
I do actually, last year. It was quite amazing. There was a lot of people there that were really into like the fair. They were really dressed up for the occasion. It was really cool overall.
And do you have someone who has been there?
Not that I know of.
And would you like to go? I mean, I personally would like to, because I think that it would be really fun. All the drinks and the sevillanas, personally.
That sounds very interesting. Moving on, we are going to talk about a documentary about the Pope with Raquel, Catalina and Sara.
Hello.
So today we are going to talk about the new documentary that can be viewed in Disney Plus. That the Pope Francis had a conversation in Spanish with 10 young people, and most of them are far from the church and they don't believe in God or had and he answered questions like normal questions as if he has a salary, and then also have questions like more modern day issues such as sexual identity, feminism, abortion, migration, abuse, etc. And so today we're going to tell a little bit about that.
When we decided to talk about a documentary of the Pope Francis, the first thing that came to my mind was the documentary of Georgina, and I thought that it was going to be similar, but instead of talking about a rich boyfriend, I thought it was going to be about his life and everything, but he doesn't talk about that. He talks about some themes that are religious people against or don't like talking about.
One of the most shocking testimonies is one of a young man who tells that when he was 10 years old, one of the priests at his school sexually abused him, After some time, he denounced it, but the priest was released free of charge and continues to work. In addition, the Vatican filed the case. At this moment, the Pope reacted very well and confirmed the victim, and after this conversation, the Pope decided that more action was going to be taken and ordered the reinvestigation of this case so the justice could be done.
This was the most controversial thing that happened in the documentary because a real testimony of a boy that has spoken about this openly is weirdly and more than the Pope talk about the sexual assault inside the church. It's more weird. So that was one of the most commented thing. Also, they asked him about the immigration, what he thinks about, and he answers that is a problem that must be taken seriously, and also he thinks that the immigrants must be received, accompanied, promoted, and integrated. Also, he talked about racism, and he says that the reform of the church has to start from within. The church always has to be reformed because as cultures advance, the demands change. But also adds that the church did not say anything about the slavery because cultures were like that at the time and it was like a normal thing. I'm talking about he's talking about very old times. And today, no one talks about the slavery like that, like at that time. And he also says that he thinks that today there is as much slavery as in that day, but in another way. And he put an example of someone who wants a job and they have 11-hour journey per day and also have a salary of 600 euros per month, and he thinks is a modern slavery.
Also, a non-binary person asked him about the treatment of LGBT people in the church. Francis said, "I don't have the right to cast anyone out from the church," referring to the members of the LGBT community. "My job is to receive always."
And we can see here like the Pope is a very open-minded man, and he's old, being honest. So, and another way he demonstrate that he is love, like I don't know, he respect people, is about the abortion. As he says, I can understand that he's not the biggest fan of the abortion, but he says that a woman who aborts must be accompanied, and we must not send her to hell at once. She should have support instead of hate. And the documentary ends with a young girl called Maria that she talks about her faith, that she believes in God and she is very happy believing in God. And we have another perspective, the Lucia's perspective, that she is a woman from Peru, that she believed in God, but she doesn't now because she lived some situations that make her stop believing in God, and she's now more happy. And we can see that the Pope respect both sides, the one who believes and the other one who didn't.
Right, now we're going to go into a quick ad break.
Are you struggling to pass that stupid subject? Do you need some help with the next exam?
We have the best cheat notes of Functionable. We cover everything from MES exams to bachelor exams.
Buy two and receive a free German cheat note. Brutal cheat notes. Simply brutal.
Es la leche.
Valley FM. Everything the light touches is the valley. Valley.
Do you want to enjoy delicious fresh juice anywhere and anytime? With the Fresh Juice Blender, you can now prepare your favorite fresh juices in a matter of seconds, anywhere, anytime. Thanks to its portable and compact design, you can take it with you wherever you go, whether it's to work, the gym, or traveling. In addition, its powerful and modern and stainless steel blades guarantee that you will obtain a smooth and creamy juice in a matter of seconds. With the Fresh Juice Blender, enjoy freshness anywhere. Get yours today.
Did you know that there are only two countries where Coca-Cola does not exist? These are North Korea and Cuba.
You want to learn more facts like this? Listen to our section on Valley Podcast.
Valley FM. It's not the Valley of the Fallen, it's the Valley of the Rockers.
Are you tired of watching Netflix alone? Did you cry watching Monsters Inc? Do you want an Emma Watson, Scarlett Johansson in your life? Do you spend more time in the friend zone than in your own home? Then download Salupa, a dating app for El Valle students. With this app, you will find your own Kate Beckett. Salupa, the best choice for your lonely life.
Welcome back. Now we have Sharing the Planet with Pablo, Alberto, Maria, and George, with the topic of how car sharing saves the planet and about if have we found the animal origin of COVID.
Hello. Yeah, so as Charlotte said, today we bring you two different news. First, Jorge and Alberto are going to bring you car sharing, and then Maria and I are going to talk about the origin of COVID.
Yes, we are going to talk about, Jorge and I, about sharing the cars that could save the planet. So there are many reasons why carpooling is important, but the most important is that it helps to save our planet. When people carpool, the number of cars on the road is reduced. This means there is less traffic and less pollution. Today we would like to mention three main reasons to do car sharing. The first one is less emission. Carpooling is often touted as a more sustainable way to travel, and for good reason. By its very nature, car sharing helps reduce the number of vehicles on the road, which in turn reduces emissions. Additionally, car sharing companies often invest in fuel-efficient vehicles and partner with programs that offset their emissions. As a result, car sharing can be a significant help in reducing our impact on the planet. In addition to its environment benefits, car sharing also offers economic and social advantages. For example, it can help reduce traffic congestions and park demands, while also providing an affordable and convenient way to get around. Car sharing is rapidly gaining popularity as more people look for ways to reduce their impact on the planet.
So another benefit we should mention here is decreased demand for oil and fuel. So carpooling is an innovative way to help save the planet by providing an affordable and convenient alternative to car ownership. Car sharing can help reduce demand for oil and gasoline. As more people turn to car sharing, the positive impact on the environment will continue to grow. In fact, a recent study found that if just 10% of adults in the United States participated in a car sharing program, it will save more than 1 billion gallons of gas each year. And with the threat of climate change growing, it is clear that we must find ways to reduce our dependence on fossil fuels. Carpooling is one way to do that, and it's a planet-saving solution that everyone can get behind. Another benefit that we should mention here is less infrastructure. So car sharing has the potential to significantly reduce the need for infrastructure associated with personal car ownership. And when people share cars, fewer vehicles are needed overall, which means less demand for parking spaces and less strain on roads and other transportation infrastructure. By reducing the demand for new roads, car sharing can help to conserve land and reduce the environmental impact of development. Additionally, fewer petrol stations will need to be built and maintained, which can help to reduce the environmental impact of fossil fuel consumption.
Well, can I chip in and say something?
Yeah.
All the benefits you've been mentioning, I also find in cycling, bikes, etc. What do you guys think about cycling? I know carpool is a very good measure of reducing the traffic on the road, that's for sure, and reducing the amount of you mentioned gallons of gasoline that are being used, etc., fossil fuels, but cycling does it even more. So what do you guys think as an alternative in cities, at least?
I think it's a good idea, but if you are traveling into short distance places, because if you are going to travel to another city or probably another country, it would be really difficult to travel by bicycle.
Yeah, it's true that when you have to cross the city, perhaps you do need to.
Yeah, well, we wanted to mention like large distance, as Alberto has mentioned, and just to use cars, but to use less cars, and as we mentioned, so to consume less oil and those materials. Yeah.
Okay, so after talking about this, we would like to prepare questions for Maria and Pablo. Okay, so can you think of any other benefits of car sharing that may be relevant in our day-to-day?
Well, I think we save a lot of money and time by doing car sharing, and it could be interesting to implement this in more places.
Yeah, I agree with Maria. The truth is that I would also like to highlight the possibility of parking much easier, as I think here in Madrid is hard in some places, and I think it's a good alternative.
That's very interesting, yeah. It is clear that in cities like Madrid, car sharing is essential, and its use should be supported either with economic incentives or something else. So now Pablo and Maria will talk about the origin of COVID-19.
Yeah, so as Jorge said, we're going to talk about the actual origin of COVID. But before introducing the topic, we want to ask Jorge and Alberto, when they think of COVID and the origin of it, and what animal do you think as the intermediate host?
So I was thinking about bats. So I hear in the news about bats, yeah.
Yeah, I am agree with Jorge, and I also think that bats exactly.
Well, yeah, that is what the 79% of the population think. Even I thought that was true. But according to the latest news, the best evidence has been found of how the virus was first transmitted to a human. The most recent analysis points to a particular species as the likely animal origin of the virus. During the early days of 2020, when COVID was still a mystery disease, the Chinese Center of Disease Control took samples from the market. The genetic information contained in those samples have recently been made public. It is a wild mammal that was being sold live in the market for meat. This animal was found in the same location as swabs from the market that tested positive, and it is now being studied in order to know the truth. In order to make it more interesting, Alberto and Jorge, I'm going to make you a question as if it was a mini quiz, and you have to try to guess the animal. So which animal do you think that was the intermediate host of the pandemic? A. Cats, B. Raccoon dogs, or C. Rabbits?
I think it's A. Cats.
I think B. Raccoon dogs.
Right, so I see that Jorge pays more attention than Alberto, as the correct answer is B. Raccoon dogs. But now Maria is going to give you more information about it.
Yes, Pablo. Well, the Chinese government had denied suggestions that the virus originated in a scientific facility, but the FDA believed that is the most likely, as does the US Department of Energy. Finally, we must know that the BBC has spoken to some of the scientists involved in the 3-year missions to investigate this COVID origin. They believe this new analysis might be the closest we will get to understanding how the outbreak started, and that the division between China and West are hampering the scientific effort to solve this mystery.
Right, so that was all from Trying to Panic from today. Yeah.
Now we have a quick ad break.
Are you tired of watching Netflix alone? Did you cry watching The Kissing Booth? Do you want a Marco Diaz or Adriana Greste in your life? Do you spend more time in the friend zone than in your own home? Then download Salupa, a dating app for El Valle students. With this app, you will find your own Noah Flynn. Salupa, the best choice for your lonely life.
This is Valley FM.
Are you struggling to pass that stupid subject? Do you need some help with the next exam?
We have the best cheat notes of Antinaro. We cover everything from MES exams to bachiller exams.
Buy 2 and receive a free German cheat note. Brutal cheat notes. Simply brutal.
Es la leche.
Hey, Did you hear Valley FM's back?
That's groovy.
Hey, we're back with social organization, Daniel, Maria, Elena, and Leticia. And they're gonna talk about relationships.
Hello. We are the social organization group, and for today we will talk a little bit about relationships. More concretely, about romantic relationships. Cheating on is one of the main problems of couples and the main reason why they decide to break up, such as Shakira and Piqué. And we will discuss about this thing, about breaking up, cheating, and other things.
Okay, first, if your partner has cheated on you, could you ever forgive him or her? No. Why? Because it sounds so bad.
Because I will never forget an infidelity, and I believe that if someone has cheated on you once, he could do it again.
Okay, I understand your point. In my opinion, it depends on the situation because if that person is your true love or something related with that and you are in love with him, you might rethink after a while. I am not saying that it will be easy, but if the other person regrets it, you can think about it. I don't know.
Yeah, I more or less agree with you. Like, it depends in the case and also in the type of relationship. After an infidelity, you can lose a lot of confidence between the both persons, and you can change the relationship, can change drastically, and it could become very, very toxic.
I agree with Elena, but also with Leti, because I think that in the end, if your partner has been cheating on you once, I think that he or she can cheat on you another time, like a second time, and at the end it doesn't make a healthy relationship.
But do you think that a couple can remain together once one of them has cheated on, and he knows it, like, because it's because you can forgive but not forget?
Personally, I think that if you talk about it with your partner and know how each of both like things, and you can get to stay with that person, but I think honestly that it's very difficult to forgive an infidelity since the trust in the couple will not be the same at the end, and trust is an important part of the relationship.
And also it depends on the person, that if he has cheated on you, that if he regrets or not.
I think that the relationship is based on the trust. So once you lose it, you won't be able to get it back in the same way. I don't know, Tarja, what do you think about this?
Well, I actually think that open relationships are the solution for every kind of problem inside involving the sexual desire for other people. But of course, that depends on who you're talking to.
Well, I don't agree a lot with you, but another question. If you were in a very serious relationship, like married or something like that, and your couple commits an infidelity, but only once, and he regretted a lot, and would you prefer to tell you about that, or to live with the person that has committed the infidelity?
I prefer that my couple tell me the infidelity, because at the end, as I said before, the trust is an important part on a relationship, and at once he make a mistake, he's gonna don't tell me, at the end the trust is gonna be.
I think you should cheat back, like a revenge thing, so he doesn't do it again, you know?
Is that what an open relationship is then?
No, of course not. It's not about revenge, it's what we want. It's what our body wants. It's different. Because in once it's with, like with passion and love, and the other one is more like fierce.
I see that an open relationship is like sharing an apartment. Like, you only live together and the other person is doing its life.
It's basically
So
it's basically a best friend. The only thing that should change is, meeting other people and them too. I think it's the solution, really, because when you're older, you won't be doing anything. You'll be practically best friends, so you have to enjoy your youth, and that's what you should do.
I disagree.
Yeah. Me too.
Okay, so that's all.
Now, I think we're done. What do you guys think? Yes? Okay. Well, we are done. Thank you very much.